early morning in Chicago. The offices are empty, the city at rest. It's hard to imagine, but these office buildings employ more people than live in many American cities. Chicago is often called the city that works, but first people have to get to work. The city is famous for its automobiles and elevated trains, but that's not enough. For over 120 years, people have boarded a fleet of commuter trains to get from one end of Chicagoland to the other. Perhaps like no other place in the United States, people in Chicagoland think nothing about hopping on a train to get to where they want to go. Come along for the ride as we take our own journey inside this fascinating railroad and see some of what it takes to keep Chicago in motion. Chicago's commuter rail system is known as Metra, which is short for Metropolitan Rail. With over 700 trains providing well over 300,000 passenger trips each weekday, Metra is North America's second largest commuter system. A look at the map shows that Metra routes expand outward from downtown Chicago in all directions, a total of 12 routes in all, with 4 branch lines running through 6 counties in northeast Illinois. These routes all converge on 4 major downtown stations: Union Station on the southwestern corner of downtown, LaSalle Station in the heart of the financial district, Randolph Street Station in the northeast corner of downtown, and Ogilvie Transportation Center in the northwest corner of downtown. These have been railroad station locations for decades, although the station buildings themselves have changed greatly. Let's start our tour of the Metra system with one of the oldest components, the Metra Electric. The Metra Electric District, or the MED as it's sometimes called, runs downtown south along the lakefront to suburban University Park, along with 2 branches. The electric trains start and terminate underground in Randolph Street Station, which is beneath the Prudential Building.
Metra Electric comes in to Randolph Street, which is the terminal, right at the Chicago River. So the electric is the only Metra route that gets right into the heart of downtown, right up to the river on the east side of Michigan Avenue. It comes in underground, comes into a dingy old terminal, which we are now finally able to start renovating, and it's going to be our most beautiful terminal in a couple of years.
While Randolph Station will soon be shiny and modern, the next station down the line is entirely different in character.
Truck train board on track 2, we have 427 South Chicago. Here are 427 South Chicago train, we'll board next on track 2.
On the south side of downtown is Van Buren Street Station, which is a major stop as well.
There's another downtown electric station called Van Buren, which is a marvelous example of architecture from the 1920s, fully preserved with beautiful benches and pillars and lights and walls. It's an architecture attraction in itself, besides being a train station. But it's not the terminal. But it's a very busy station because a lot of people get off at the south end of downtown. So, and again, there's another level of Metra, electric uniqueness. 2 stations downtown, one at each end of downtown. That's quite a claim to fame. This was once operated for many years, by the way, by the Illinois Central Railroad and then the Illinois Central Gulf. It was electrified in 1926, but the commuter service started on this route in the 1860s, and the Med actually claims to be the successor and the continuum, so to speak, of the oldest commuter service in the entire area, going back to the 1860s. With small steam engines pulling short trains up and down the lakefront. In 1926, the city decided they didn't like all the steam locomotives on the lakefront, ordered the railroad to be electrified. It has been electrified ever since. This is truly the unique part of Metra. No other segment of Metra claims this level of individuality. It's electric, it has its dedicated right-of-way on the main line, no grade crossings on the main line, no freight trains. It's truly unique. The electric runs the most trains every day of every route over a main line and 2 branches.
Another interesting aspect to the electric main line is that while it terminates on the north end in the heart of downtown Chicago, the southern terminal at University Park is literally next to cornfields. The Metra Electric District also has 2 branch lines that are different in character. While the line to University Park is mainline all the way, the South Chicago branch is at the other extreme, as it is a neighborhood railroad and winds its way through several South Side communities before the final stop in South Chicago. The Metra Electric is a Chicago institution and a vital link in the area's transportation network. There is another railroad using the Metra Electric line, and that is Indiana's South Shore Railroad. Running between Randolph Street and South Bend, it uses the Metra Electric trackage between downtown Chicago and 115th Street. Under a unique arrangement, Metra provides funding to the South Shore based on the percentage of South Shore ridership that comes from Illinois. So in some ways, the South Shore is a Metra route too. next stop on the Metra system is LaSalle Street Station and the Rock Island District. The original station was torn down in the 1980s and replaced by an office building. Today, this facility is entirely Metra commuter trains to Joliet. The Rock is similar to the Metra Electric in that it has a main line which runs to Joliet, as well as the Beverly branch, which is another neighborhood railroad. All trains on the Rock Island start or end at LaSalle Street Station, but between Gresham and Blue Island, many trains take the Beverly branch, which has a variety of boarding options.
Vermont Street, 127th, 123rd, 119th, 115th, 111th, 107th, 103rd, 99th, 95th, 91st, Brainerd, and Gresham.
Although the trains of the Beverly branch seem to go in slow motion, this is a heavily traveled line as it is still much faster than driving. Trains on the Beverly branch stop every 4 blocks, as do many electric district trains, making these two lines the routes with the most stops in the city, which is fitting for this heavily populated area. South of Blue Island, it is a mainline railroad all the way to Joliet. Joliet, Metra Rock Island District trains cross the route of the Metra Heritage trains, which we will discuss shortly. Joliet is a city of over 100,000 people, and all Metra trains stop at the beautifully restored Joliet Union Station, which Metra shares with Amtrak trains.
Rock Island, of course, goes back to the Chicago Rock Island Pacific. One of its claims to fame is that it was the first commuter system to be taken over by a public agency when the Rock Island Railroad went bankrupt in the 70s. And the agency that took over was the Regional Transportation Authority, which was the first big public agency. And later on, Metra assumed the Rock Island service when Metra was created as an operating